Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to the new project, Project Dino. Today is the first day of the repair. We've got some awful weather today, it's been pouring rain all morning. It's literally just starting to ease off a little bit. So I thought what I would do, as it's raining, I'm going to get the front bumper off and I'm going to get the headlights out, and I've got the two new repair kits for the lug repair kits, and at the very least I can get on with that, and then we can get off the rest of the bits of the front and get on with it and get this front. That'll be the first thing to get sorted out, so let's do it. So, there we go, first clean. Obviously I didn't clean, I actually cleaned the windscreen of sorts. I don't know why, force of habit probably, but as you probably saw I didn't clean the bumper or the bonnet. But I did clean the wheels. Obviously those wheels, the wheels themselves will be getting black paint. And the wheel trims were getting refurbished. That one could just be touched up. If I could find the actual paint, the right colour, I'm going to ask around, see if I can actually find that paint colour, because that would be better to touch those up, ones like that. That one doesn't need painting. If ones that aren't that badly damaged can be touched up, that one needs refurbing, that can't be touched up, and neither can any of the other three, but the other two that I've got could just do with a touch up, so it would be good to find the right paint for future, again just for future reference, but these will be painted completely like the last two I've done. But yeah, no, it's nice and clean now, nice and clean, and it always looks nice, this paintwork, when it's clean. So it was only a week. You may have noticed that it wasn't that foamy. It was just a weak solution of snow foam. I used what was already in the bottle and just topped it up with water. So it was only a weak one, but they always look lovely when they're clean, these. And you know, apart from the obvious damage, it's in pretty good condition actually. Having no other dents around it at all, I don't think, as far as I can see. Shame about that chrome bit on the bumper. There's a couple of little black marks on there, but they'll come off with compound. Don't think there is anything at all as far as I can see. Just get different angles. It is still a bit wet, it hasn't quite dried off, but yeah, no, I can't see any parking dings or anything. It's really, really clean. Just hope I can manage to sort these tips out. I think I will be able to, but I don't mind putting a little bit of paint on it if necessary, but you know, if I happen to crack the paint, then, but hopefully I can bend them back without cracking the paint. Fingers crossed for that, but that'll be later on. Need to do the front panel first. So that's it for the moment. I will probably come back tomorrow and make a start on this front. Get the bumper off, get that front panel off. I didn't check the coolant actually, see how much coolant is in there. Only reason being is if there's coolant in there, then the radiator's holding water. The radiator's going to be bent to whatnot, I would imagine. I think we can safely assume that both the radiator and the front panel are going to be bent up, but we'll see tomorrow when we take it off. And then hopefully it'd be good if they are intact, and I can just take the front panel off and leave those connected. But I think it's unlikely. I think that has been pushed back a long way. Long way. Okay, so first day of the repair. Now, as a front damaged car, this is my bread and butter. This is what most of the cars I've done have been. No damage anywhere else. Only, well, apart from the airbags, of course. But these are pretty much the cars that I started doing when I first started this. Some of them weren't quite so bad as this one. This one is quite bad. The way that front panel is folded up on those corners. I didn't actually notice that it was quite as bad as that when I looked at the pictures. I think sometimes with the pictures Copart take, when Copart take the pictures, sometimes they do it like that rather than like that, and you can't actually see it. They often do that. They never used to. They used to do it more like that, and so you could actually see, or from above and show you it like that. It just showed it much better. But I'm sure they do it on purpose. It's a bit sneaky. But as you can see, tabs. Oh, I think you can safely say all 3 of those tabs are going to have gone on those headlights. And providing the casings aren't gone, then I'll be using the brackets, which I've got here. Destro and Sinistro. I've got no idea which one's which because I don't speak Italian, but I'm sure it will all become apparent. Yeah, Project Gino, not named after a pizza. So I think with no further ado, what we need to do is start getting wet, get this front bumper off, then we can at least get the headlights off and get them repaired, and we can inspect the damage a little bit more. We can see what's happening with the radiator. I know the radiator's broken because the top, I spotted the top, the plastic part of the top where it joins the rest of the plastic part is, which they often do, that's like a join, a welded join, and that's where they break, and that has broken there. So I'm not under any illusion that it was going to be of any use anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping that the condenser might be all right, but I think it's unlikely. But we'll see anyway. You never know. It might be straight. So let's do it. I'll put you up on time lapse. Let's get this front off and have a little shifty at it. So see you in a minute. It was a job and a half to get that bumper off. It was so wrapped underneath, stuck underneath the headlight there, and just sort of wrapped around everything. So right, let's have a look. What do you think? This is actually one of the worst folded up front panels I think I've had. But look at the top bar. Apart from where the top of that rail is bent over, which obviously that means that's bent over. And then that's sort of bent over a little bit that side where it's just caught it. That's all right. So I can reuse that. The bottom one is completely untouched, and it looks like that condenser's going to be okay. It might be a little bit misshapen, but that is absolutely fine. So I think what I will do is, before I actually take that off, I'm going to run the engine and put the aircon on and see if it actually works and is holding gas. But that, to me, that looks absolutely just a tiny little bit out of shape, so there's absolutely no need to replace that, which is good. So I have got one which is a very similar condition to that, so I haven't got a brand new one. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pleased about that. So I think we can safely see that all of those brackets on those headlights are broken, which doesn't matter because obviously I've got the full sets to replace them. So yeah, with no further ado, let's get on. I'll take those off, and we'll get on and repair them. At least, you know, even if I can't do anything else in this rain, I'm not going to repair the car in this rain. It's just silly. If it stops this afternoon, I'll get some of this done, but otherwise I'm not going to. But yeah, let's get on. That was rather stubborn as well. I don't know if you pick these things up when it's on time lapse, or if it's a little bit too fast. The headlight was jammed against the front panel, so I had to release. I took the top bar off first. That wasn't enough. Tried to jemmy it out, wasn't enough. So I had to release the bolts on the bottom as well, and then managed to get it out. It is a bit broken actually. It's not too bad. I have got others, so what I might do is just use another one. I might keep this because, well, I can't even find the cracks now. Yeah, there's a crack just there. But that, I mean, I could plastic weld that. I have plastic welded them. No, what was it I did recently? It was one of the DRLs, was it? I can't remember now. Yeah, I think it was a DRL on one of the cars that had a crack in it like that, and I plastic welded it and it was fine. So I'll have a go at that and see what it looks like. Failing that, I've got loads of headlights out the back, broken. I don't think I've got a good one. I might have. If I have got a good one, I'll stick a good one on it. So it saves me doing the trimming off of the what's left of the original factory brackets. But we'll have a look at that in a minute. But looking at the obviously it gives us a lot more view now. Let me see if I can get down there. Don't know if you can really see that. But all you've got there, no, the water bottle's getting in the way. I'll show you, obviously, I'll show it to you when we get it off. But all we've got there is the top of that tip is bent over. And on this one, it's just the left-hand side of the tip. So it's only just caught that. The actual rails look 100% straight, although I will measure them. One of the subscribers kindly sent me a document a month or so ago with all the measurements of everything on these cars. So I can measure between bolt holes and make sure that they're all lined up as they should be. And I mean, also you've got, if you put a brand new top bar on, you can obviously see, that's what I should do actually. I've got brand new one. What I should do is measure centre hole to centre hole and then compare it and see if it's the same. I will do that actually. I think I've got a brand spanking new one. I don't think, well, even second hand one. Needs to be an original rather than a copy, I think, because I don't think their tolerances are quite so good on the copies. But yeah, no, it's there's no nasty surprises so far, thankfully. I did notice on the other headlight there's some paint around there, so this has obviously had some painting done at some point on this wing. It was obviously, they obviously didn't take the headlight out when they did it. I think it was round here, so this wing has obviously had a bit of work done on it, which, you know, you come to expect with these cars, really. Just because they weren't written off before doesn't, you know, you buy a car on a forecourt or privately, you don't know what it's had done to it. Anyway, I'm not taking that off for the minute because it is still raining and I don't want to be out here doing this in the rain. I would if it was the winter, but it ain't. It's the end of May now, so it should be warm. Well, it is warm, but it's not cold. But anyway, that's enough of the weather forecast. Enough of me waffling. Let's get on and get these repaired. Yeah, no, this one is definitely past it. I found some more cracks. So we've got a crack just there, and we've got crack. It's all come apart just there. So I'm not going to repair that. Even though the lens is absolutely perfect, I'm not bodging that and repairing that. No way. So what I do in these instances is I harvest them for parts. So I take I've got so many of the damn things, but obviously you get some free bulbs. So I just get as much wire as I can, because, you know, if you get instances where they're broken, these clips often break as well, so they're always good ones to harvest. The ones on the headlight ones, if someone has not put them in properly, they can quite often break. So I try not to touch the bulb, obviously, because the oil in your skin affects the bulb when it will blow. And I just cut the wires, keep them somewhere safe until such time as I can put them away. There's nothing else in there that's needed. Everything else can that then can go in the bin. I keep these, again, I've got loads of these scattered around the garage. I should have them in a specific box, really. But, you know, sometimes you'll get ones that they're missing. And rather than have to go onto eBay and probably buy one for probably £7 or £8 or something like that, I'll keep them. So if any of you ever need any of those, give me a shout and I'll send you one. Because I say I've got loads of them. I just need to sort them out because they're literally all over the place. But yeah, if anyone ever needs one of those, let me know and I'll send you one. So yeah, that can go in the bin now. So inspecting the other one, which is the passenger side. Oh, there's a bit of tape stuck on there. Oh, so that's obviously where it was painted. They put some masking tape on there, but not on there. So this one's fine. This one's, I say fine, broken lugs. That's the bit that you don't want to be broken, because you can't get spares for those. You have to, I've never had to actually, but you have to plastic weld those back on. But yeah, lug wise, there's just a little bit, there's not that much to trim off actually. I need to put that down on a cloth so I don't scratch the lens. But we'll get the little cutter tool and we'll cut off all the bits and then we'll get the new ones put on. Right, so what you have to do when I've explained this to you numerous times, but you have to grind off as much as you can without going anywhere near the holes. You don't want to damage the holes. So I'm going to do the top one first. I'm not sure much has to come off of that one. I'm also going to have a look, actually I'm going to look in my box, and before I open those up, I'm going to have a look and see if I've actually got one, because I have got bits and pieces, but I'm going to just have a quick look. Okay, I didn't have one, I've got bits and pieces, but I didn't have that bit. So I've ground off those, and let's have a look. So that's, yeah, I've ground off enough, so those bits just need to be screwed, that top bit just needs to be screwed on. And we get the correct screwdriver, which is that one. I'm going to put the light on, I can't see properly here. I don't like putting the light on during the day, but especially with the energy prices as they are now. Right, let's get that screwed on. Quite an easy job this, and it transforms them, transforms them, it saves you quite a lot of expense. They've gone up in price, these brackets. These were about 14 quid. I used to buy them for £9.99. I don't know if it's from the same person or not, but yeah, they've gone up quite a lot. Well, gone up by 50%. There were always people that sold them for like 20 quid, and I always used to get them for 10 quid, and I could never understand how they got away with selling them for that amount of money. But whether that person's no longer selling them or whether they've just put their prices up, I don't know. But it's still worth it, because a new headlight, even a non-OEM one, is going to cost you 50 odd quid, I suppose. I dread to think how much an OEM one is. I'm not even going to look. Okay, so that's that one. So perfectamundo. Actually, the more these are broken, the less you have to take off. There's quite a bit on this one we'll have to take off, so I'm not going to record me, this is quite noisy, so I'm not going to record me grinding it all off. I'll grind them off on both, and then we'll come back and put the new ones on. Okay, so that's those ground off. It wasn't too bad actually. Let's get the screws in. Screw those up. I'll just get them in first with an ordinary one, and then I use this one, which goes in better. And then it's as good as new. Actually, when you use these brackets, it tends to be better than new. I think these are stronger than the original brackets. But it's great. Great for recycling. It saves the environment, saves money. Everyone's a winner, baby. Those little things have to go in there. I seem to have one screw missing for the other side. Oh no, still in the bag. And then the other one, what have I done with it? There it is. Make sure we get it the right way around. Then you have to put these things on as well. Like so, and then that fits over there like that. Perfect. Let's that fit on there all right, or do I need to grind a bit more off? I think I might have to, yeah, I might have to grind just a little bit more off of there, I think. Not sure, hang on, I don't want to do it if I don't need to. Where's it gone? Where's the holes gone? There they are. Make sure you get it the right way around. No, that's wrong, hang on. It does only go one way, of course. So that goes outward, so that's it like that. Yeah, I think I just need to grind a titchy bit more off. It's quite brittle plastic, these lights. Right, let's get the other one on it. Could do this up with a power wrench, but I think it's more gentle to do it by hand, I think. There we go, done. So I found a driver's side headlight with two good lugs, top lug and that wing lug was okay, and the only one that had to be done was that one, which I had to open the new packet for because I didn't have one in sod's law. But that's now proper repaired. I think this was the one that was put into the stripped car, Project Monty. I think that was, so I've got a free headlight. It's a little bit on the scratch side, but I've got the polishing stuff. I've got the, I think it was Maguire's one. Yeah, I've got the Maguire's headlight restorer, which I've used on a DRL so far. That's all I've used it for. So I'll use that on there. I may just do both for the sheer hell of it anyway. But that's two good headlights now. So yeah, at least that's one job done in the rain that I could do in the garage. So that's great. Okay, it's off. That didn't take long. It literally took 5 minutes to get that off. So we can now see properly what's going on with the legs. So absolutely no damage there whatsoever. Crash cans have not gone. They're just dirty. It's literally that tip. So that tip needs heating up and banging back. We'll take this off to get a better swing at it. And the same goes on this one. Just heat it up on this point here and knock it back. So there's no, as you can see, there's nothing that has gone on the leg itself, which is always a gamble when you've got these front ones. But as I showed you on the pictures when I was bidding on it, where it was broken along the top, you could see that the crash bar was okay, and I did say that it may be just the ends, and that's what comes with the experience of doing the same car over and over again. You get to know what to look for, and that is a classic example of what to look for. So it's all drained down, very rusty looking stuff that's in there. It's got, looks like a virtually brand spanking new oil filter there, and I did look at the oil on it yesterday, and it looks like brand new oil. So I will have a look at the air filter, but I think we can safely say that this has been serviced not very long ago, which is good news, which means I haven't got to do it. So obviously we've got to try and track that down, that service history, if we can. So I need to take off some bits and pieces off of this. I'm putting an original one on, not a second-hand original one. So hopefully, I think the fan's okay. I can't see any cracks in it. So, but the fan's okay on the one that that I'm putting on. So it should be a matter of just keeping that fan as a spare, knowing that it's a good one, because I've already tested it in MES and activated the low speed and the high speed, and it's absolutely fine. The only thing I want to replace under here is that heat shield. That's had a bit of a crunch, so I think I'm going to take that off and put a new one on. I say new one, I've got some, again, second-hand ones of those. All I've got to do is I don't even need to take the lambda sensor out. I've tested the lambda sensor. That works fine. There's no errors, so I know that the lambda's okay. So I'm not even going to bother taking it out. What I'll do is I'll just disconnect it at the electrical connection, so we can feed it through. So yeah, we'll do that. I'll go out to the garage. Back of the shed, garage, whatever you like to call it. I've got a few of these, so I'll find a good one, and then we'll get that swapped over. That won't take a minute, and then we can attack these legs. go. Nice new one, or rather second-hand one on. You probably saw that I took off the electrical connection, but I also had to take the lambda sensor off as well because I couldn't get it because of the lifting ring there on the engine. I couldn't get this bit underneath with that on, so I had to take it off anyway. Luckily it came off fairly easy. So as well as a virtually brand new oil filter, we also have what looks like a brand new thermostat as well. So that's a bonus. So that hopefully means that's not going to leak. So it's had a bit of work done on this car. It's not had a cam belt. Probably looks like the original gearbox. I think all the rusty water, that's probably where the thermostat's gone. And obviously put rusty water all over the gearbox. So yeah, we know that they can be a problem on these cars, the gearboxes. So yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a clean up under here. And then I might as well start putting it all back together, I suppose. I'll obviously I'm going to put I'm not going to film this, but what I'm going to do is, actually no, it's already in one piece, because of course I'm not using that radiator. So what I've got already has one of these on, one of these condensers. So I'm going to take that off because I'm obviously using this one. I didn't actually test it to make sure it's okay, but obviously that can be changed afterwards anyway. Once I've got it all refilled and what have you. Coolant, I mean, and I'm starting the engine, I'll test that then. But it's pretty straight actually, it's not really bent at all, so it should be okay. So yeah, so let's get this all cleaned up under here, and then we'll put the new one on. There you go, it's all cleaned up down there, as much as I can. Chassis legs are all cleaned up a little bit, and look, miraculously they're straight. Both sides, nice and straight. Heat it up with the old blowtorch, and then tap it wherever it's gone. Tap it with the old sledgehammer, and it goes back a treat. Yeah, all nice and straight now. So we're ready to get the new one on the car. So I'm just going to go and get that from the back of the garage, and we'll offer it up. Here it goes. Watch it go down. Oh, it's coming out the other way. I better put the cap on, didn't I? They're annoying. I put far too much in there. I thought that was going to push that round. It's had the exact reverse effect. Why is it still coming out? Oh, come on. Not only have I wasted it, but of course it's going over the drive. We should start pushing it around now. Oh, it has gone down a bit now. A little bit. Only it's about halfway down the neck. If I release this, hopefully it'll go down. Oh, all that air coming out. Oh yeah, here it goes. It's going right down now. That's better. That's better. So I will be back once I got the bumper on, got this all bled properly and got the bumper on, we'll be back. So see you in a bit. So a few days has passed since the last bit you saw, where I did this bit. As you see, we've got a new bumper, one of two new bumpers that we've got. I've got a pop bumper and a lounge bumper. That's a lounge bumper, i.e. it's got the slots for the chrome strips. Looking back at the pictures, I never realised at the time, but normally the colour therapies come with pop bumpers. This is the new bumper, obviously let's say new bumper, temporary bumper. But on the rear is a lounge bumper, and the one that was on it is a lounge bumper. So this has definitely had some work done on it in the past. So I was going to stick a pop bumper on it, but then I thought it's got a lounge bumper on the back. Does that matter? So what I've done is I've got a pop bumper, which is out there, which is in the on the patio, and I've got this one, which is a lounge one. Brand new ones, unpainted. I'm going to take both of them to the paint shop with a piece of the old bumper and say, can you match that please? And then I'll decide which one I'm going to put on. Probably be a lounge one. If one happens to come up in this colour in the meantime, I will use it. I will get it rather, and I will just keep them for future reference, because as I mentioned in a previous video, the reason I don't tend to get these cars is because I can't get the parts in colour for them. So it would be nice to be able to get them. So the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed there's a little something down there. I got a leak. That's coolant. I came out here, I think it was yesterday morning, and I just noticed what you can see there now. So I've shoved a couple of containers underneath, which is catching bits of it. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Well, radiator, presumably. It's coming from down low. It's not coming from the thermostat. It's not coming far back enough. So what I'm hoping it is when the radiator, the donor radiator, was taken out of the previous car, what I'm hoping is that they undid the bleed, not the bleed, you know, the drain plug, and they haven't done it up properly. That's what I'm hoping. Otherwise it's going to have to be another radiator going in. So I'm going to get this bumper off now and have a look. Right, I haven't got any blimmin' spanners, they're all in the car, which is parked right up the road. Right, let's have a look down here. Where is it coming from? I think it is, you know, I think it is. Get my fingers on it. Although it feels tight actually. It does feel tight. It does appear, I haven't even got a torch here, I can't even look. Get it in there. That appears to be where it's coming from, doesn't it? So hopefully it does seem to, I mean it did move a little bit. I think I need to get something clean underneath. Clean it up, get something clean underneath. I mean there is some there. I think that's just run across actually. I think it ran across the bumper. The bottom of the bumper and then just dripped down lowest point. But I think that's where it's coming from. I need to get to my other car, get to me X, and find out if get a torch under there and have a look. So I'm pretty sure I can't see any coolant anywhere else. Only gathered around that bit there. Yeah, it's got to be that, isn't it? It's got to be. So they probably did it, but didn't do it all the way up tight. Never mind. I'll for the time being, I'm gonna have to go and get my tools. I'm gonna have to go and get some of it out of the boot of the car. What I'm at the moment is chucking out time at the schools out here, so it's even busier than it normally is. So I want to get some cars out of the way, or get this parked outside somewhere, and then get the X down here just to get it unloaded, and then we'll get on. Bloody nuisance the parking around here. But yeah, hopefully that's taken care of it. But I'll clean out those containers, and then hopefully that will stop dripping now. Okay, so I haven't really done very much, to be honest. I've, as you can see, I've put the new bonnet on. I've had a little fiddle around. It's not right, but I just wanted to get it off because I wanted to get all the old stuff to the scrap man. Needs a bit of jiggery pokery, and obviously these wings have been pushed out as well a little bit. So the ends of these wings need pushing in, and obviously we need to try and get that dent out. I think we'll probably warm that up and try and bend it back. Hopefully I'm not going to damage it. And that bit again, it's got a little bit of this bit here, just this little piece here is sticking out a little bit, and that's up in the air, so I've got to try and tap that back. But I will also loosen those bolts and try and manipulate that. This bit, it needs coming this way a little bit, I think the front panel's a little bit too high. Yeah, this one is too far this way. Although it seems okay there, but not there. So, I mean, that obviously needs to go in at the end as well. So, there's always a lot of buggering about to do on these bonnets. Very, very rarely do they ever just sit where they should. I don't know if other cars are as bad as this, but these do seem particularly bad. And I've seen other people who've done these same cars, and I've had a good look up close, studied it, and they're never perfect either. So I won't beat myself up too much about not getting it absolutely perfect. The main thing with these, I think, is getting the wing brackets right, getting the bumper to sit into the bracket properly, so it's not a massive gap. That's the biggest, most important thing of doing these front ends, and this is the only problem with doing the front ends. Is one, your front panel needs to be adjusted. At the moment, I've not got any bolts in at the bottom. I only got them in at the top. So what I'll do, I think it's just a fraction too high, because what I've done is I've taken out all the rubbers. I've also taken out the catch, but all the rubbers up here that sit there, I've taken all of those out, and as you can hear, it's hitting. I think it's hitting. It might be hitting there. More so that side than that side, because that does. Excuse my camera work. That does. Look at, I think it's banging both sides actually. So I mean, what also might need is lifting up at the back and dropping down at the front, but it is just manipulation after manipulation. Eventually you get it so it's okay, well, okay-ish, you know. We just get it, sorry I'm zoomed in, just have to try and get it as best you can do no more. But that will be on another video. Just quickly, that is my sill, my brand new sill for the C. That is hopefully going into the body shop tomorrow. I was hoping to drop it off when I picked the Project Ruby up, but he said, can you leave it till Friday, possibly Monday. So it's Friday tomorrow. It might not actually go until Monday, but hopefully, to get it out of the way, I want to get it over there tomorrow afternoon, hopefully, which is Friday afternoon. Here we have the door that came off of the lady's car that I fixed today. As you can see, there's the damage. Wasn't actually that bad, but got a nice new door for £135, complete door. The only things I had to change, obviously the door handle. I had to take off of these bits and swap them over. I didn't film any of that as I was on her driveway. I took a couple of pictures, I think, for Instagram, but I didn't film any of it. So that is now stripped down, everything I want off of it, and it can now go to the scrap man, along with the old bonnet for this, the old front panel, the old rear beam off of the convertible, and various other bits and pieces. I've got a free leather, it's absolutely filthy dirty, a free leather door card, so I'll probably keep that. Actually, I'm not sure, I've got a feeling I might have another one of these, which will give me a full set, the perforated leather. I'm going to have a look up in the loft and down in the shed and see what I've got, because it's probably worth keeping, especially being a is it a driver's side? Yeah, driver's side one, because they're the ones that tend, if the airbags go and they break those, they're the ones that tend to be the ones that go, the driver's side, because, you know, obviously there's always a driver in the car when an airbag goes, not necessarily a passenger. So it's probably worth keeping it anyway, rather than selling it for what, 20 quid, 25 quid. Seems a bit pointless. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this this video. This was your day one, and I've just added a little extra bit on. It was really just to get the bonnet on. But obviously, what I'm going to do next, the windscreen man who I saw today, who did the windscreen on this car, he's already got my windscreen. So I said to him, it'll be sod's law that you'll put my windscreen in, I'll put the dash and airbags in, and I'll switch it on and the airbag blows. It's never happened, touch wood, it never will, but it'll be sod's law. So rather than rushing it, what I'm going to do is leave the front for the time being, because I haven't got a bumper in colour anyway yet. So I'm going to leave the front for a minute, and I am going to do the dash next, and then we'll get the windscreen done. So your next video on this car will be start to finish of the dash, and a bit of an announcement. Well, announcement, I'm excited by it, so might you be if you're sad like me. Stereo, if you remember, some time ago, and I've done a partial unboxing video so far, so I'm going to do an entire video on it, but I've got that posh stereo that I bought from AliExpress. I'm going to put it in this car. Because there's so much money in this car, I can afford the £100 and something that it cost me for this, for that stereo. I can afford to use it in this car. So this car will have a nice 7-inch, I think it's 7-inch screen, touchscreen stereo. I don't think it might have DAB and what have you. I'm not really sure what it's got, to be fair. I've had it a while. It hasn't got Apple Play or anything like that, I don't think. I think they do them with Apple Play, but they're the more expensive ones. But it's going to go in this car. So we will do a video on that as well. But yeah, next video will be the airbags. Airbags and dash, I should say. Which, you know, I can do in 2.5 hours. Something like that, 2.5 hours in and out. Shake it all about. And then obviously with stereos out then, so it's ideal opportunity, ideal time to do the stereo at the same time. So anyway, that'll be on the next video. So as always, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope you're enjoying this project. Still got a long way to go yet, but it hopefully won't be too lengthy project. Hopefully not. Once the C goes in for into the paint shop, and I can get Ruby finished off as well, get that MOT'd, and then get that up for sale, and then I can actually think about buying something else as well. So until then, until the next video, thanks for watching. As always, if you're a casual viewer, hit that subscribe button. We're up to 5,000. We're over the 5,000 mark now. So again, thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please do. And we will see you next week. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.